Hi, I'm Ms. Vung and welcome back to my maths channel. Today we'll be looking at solving linear equations with unknowns on both sides. What does that mean? It will look like something like this. See, there's x on the left side and x on the right side. I can represent this using boxes for you. So there's 3x's plus 1 and the right side is equal because it says equal. So the length will be the same, but now we have 2x's plus 5. So we can see when we visualize it like this, we can clearly see the first thing we could do is get rid of these extra boxes. So we subtract 2x on both sides, and I could write it like that if I was to write it in my book. So we copy it down, 3x minus 2x plus the 1, 2x minus 2x plus 5. So I've minused 2x from both sides. And I can imagine it by getting rid of 2x's on both sides, and now we're left with 3 minus 2 is 1x plus 1. These two cancel out, so now I'm just 5. I just have 5 on that side. See, just like our diagram. And now it's simple to figure out what x is. We can just get rid of that 1. So minus 1 gives us x equals to 4. So whenever we see unknown on both sides, we can start by simplifying it by getting rid of the x's first, or the prenumeral first. Then we check. X equals 4 is our answer. Did we do it correctly? So 3 times 4 plus 1. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. That's the left side. The right hand side, 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 5 is also 13, which is equal to our left side. So we've done it correctly. So we can do the same question graphically. What does that mean? We could sketch the left side and we can sketch the right side, and we find when they're equal, or in other words, when they intersect. So we can sketch for the first one, 3x plus 1. 1 is our y-intercept. Put a dot there. 3 means we're going up 3. So just looking at the scale that I've done, up 3 means all the way there. And across 1, notice that my scale on the x-axis is pretty big. So across 1 value is there. Now we sketch you doing a line. 2x plus 5. So 5 is our y-intercept. 2, a gradient of 2 means going up 2 and across 1. So now we put a dot and we draw a line. And now to find where they equal, we read off the intercept, which is x equals 4. And if you remember our previous example, I'll bring it back. And if you remember from previously, x is equal to 4. See, same question, different way to answer it. So that's graphically, you would sketch one side, the other side, and find the intercept. In this example, we got rid of 2x. We subtracted 2x on both sides. But if you get a question like this and you subtracted 5a from both sides, you're going to end up with minus 3a on the left side. 2 minus 5 is minus 3, which is okay. You will still get to the answer, but it's annoying because you have an extra step to get rid of the negative. So a better way to solve this, instead of minusing the bigger number with the prenumeral, we look for that smaller number and we subtract that from both sides. So now minus 2a on both sides, we obtain, well, these two cancel, and 5 minus 2 is positive 3a. So on this side we have 7, on that side we have 3a minus 8. It's good to go down your workbook rather than across, because then you can see all the values and you can check that you're not missing any number or you're not adding any values. So now we get rid of the minus 8 by adding 8 on the other side. So we have 15 equals 3a, and the inverse of 3 times a is dividing by 3. So we get a is equal to 5. Again, to check, sub it back in. So the left side we have 2 times 5 is 10, plus 7 is 17. And the right hand side, 5 times 5 is 25, 25 minus 8 is also 17, which is equal to the left side, and we are correct. Whenever you get to this point and the numbers don't match, you know that your value is incorrect and you can check for mistakes or start again. Let's have a look at this example. If whenever a question scares you, do what you can. Eventually you end up at the same answer. So we have 3 times this lot. We can expand the bracket. So we can do 3 times m is 3m, and then 3 times 4 is 12. And we can do the same on that side. Expand. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times minus m is minus 2m. Now we look at the 3m and the minus 2m, so that's a bigger value. Let's subtract. Oh, look at that, it's negative 2m. So instead of subtracting, what do we do to get rid of that? We have to do the opposite, which is plus. So we add 2m on both sides. Now we have 5 on this side, and that will become 0. So remember, when you see a negative, you have to add both sides. So now we have 5m plus 12 equals to 2. So we have to get rid of the 12 by doing the inverse, minus 12. 2 minus 12 is minus 10. And then now we have to get rid of the 5 by dividing both sides by 5. And negative and a positive becomes negative. So minus 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. Again, let's check. So plug it into the left side. We have minus 2 plus 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Now plug it into the right side. We have 1 minus minus 2 is 1 plus 2, which is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So now that's equal to the left-hand side, so we know we are correct. One very last example. Thank you for being so patient. This time we have fractions. Well, the quick way is to cross multiply, if you remember how to add, subtract, and deal with fractions. Or in other words, we have to find the lowest common denominator. In this case, the lowest common denominator between 2 and 5 is 10. So if we multiply both sides by 10, we can get rid of the denominator. So now the 10 and the 2 cancels out to give us 5, and the 5 and the 10 cancels out to give us 2. So now we can just multiply the 5 on the left side and multiply the right side by 2. So let's do that. 5 times 3a is 15a. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 2a is 4a. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Now we have to get rid of our pronumeral, the a's. 15a and 4a, so we're going to subtract by the smaller one, which is 4a. So minus 4 on both sides. So now we have 15 minus 4 is 11a. And that cancels out, so we have just negative 2 on that side. Now we need to get rid of the 20. So minus 20, minus 2 minus 20 is minus 22. And now dividing by the 11 to get rid of the 11. Negative and positive becomes negative. So a is equal to negative 2. Now, let's not write it out and see if you can do it in your head. So how do we check? We go 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. So we have negative 1 on the left side. Hold that number. On the right side, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 over 5 is negative 1, which is the same as the left side. So in future years, when I don't ask you to show me how to check it, then you will check it just like we did just then. Right, that was the last example for this video. Thank you for being patient. Again, go back and try these examples yourself. Double check that you can do them in a reasonable amount of time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.